What's going on? It's Power 98.3. Yaya Martinez here with you. And I have one of my new favorite artists on the line with me right now on the Pulse. His name is Paypa, a.k.a. Paypa Time. What's up?
Yo, what up? You got me over here blushing talking about your new favorite artist. I love that.
Hey, listen, I'm kind of pissed off. I didn't know about your music until April was whenever I first saw you. I went to go watch the homie Emilio perform in Faderfort. And whenever he was performing with you, that Jezebel track, and I was like, wow, who is this guy? Like, how did he fly under my radar all these years or whatever? And after that, I listened to Henny on the Rocks 2 when it dropped, and then you had another song on there that was like, I guess you could say, very relatable to the things I was going through at the time, which is called Where's the Love? And I know you see the tweets about me playing it on my show a lot, because I play that one like repeatedly on the show.
First and foremost, I appreciate that too. I don't take that for granted, you know. Like, I love the fact that y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all 10 toes down and grown with me as an up and coming artist. I mean a lot.
All right, so how is it that you flew under my radar all this time? You're from Chicago and you're living in LA right now, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, but I also grew up in California, not in LA. A lot of people think I'm from LA, but I'm not.
Okay.
It's a city called Moreno Valley, California. It's actually a military town. And anybody who knows about, you know, I'm a military brat. So my family moved from Chicago and relocated to the West Coast, and my immediate family, my mom, pops, and everything. So I came out here, and I went to high school here.
You have a dope voice whenever it comes to your raps. Working with somebody like Knowledge, obviously he's from Chicago as well. How did that come about for Where's the Love?
You know, my manager, Billy J, they knew each other from back in Chicago. And, you know, Billy J, he used to manage Young Berg. So, you know, he's been dealing with Chicago artists for a while. He told me about Knowledge. I was already familiar with Kids in the Hall as a group. You know, I wasn't really too familiar as Knowledge as a solo artist. And I was listening to a lot of his material, and he's just very dope, you know what I'm saying? And his sound is organic and original. I really rap with him, man. And we've done a couple of joints to date. You know, we still got some things we haven't even put out yet that y'all gonna hear. You know, we have a real good vibe, for lack of better words.
One of the first songs that I played of yours was, I think it's the one with Raekwon. The one, I can't think of the track right now. Tried to tell him. Yeah, that joint.
Yeah.
That one was one of the first ones that I started playing on the show as soon as I got back from South by Southwest. So what was it like to be working with somebody like Ray?
Man, that's a blessing. You know, like, that's something, like, you know, I don't take it for granted at all. You know, I've worked with a lot of artists that I respect, you know, from, you know, Jim Jones and Game and Ross and people like that. And you know, not taking anything away from those guys. They're all incredible, you know, future legends even. But Raekwon, like the chef, fam.
Yeah.
That was huge for me. That's the chef, you know, Wu-Tang. So, you know, the way that came about was I was out here in LA. I was working, and Billy J called me and told me, you know, Raekwon wanted to talk to me, and so he got on the phone and I already had Where's the Love done.
Right.
And he was listening to it in the office and was like, yo, man, like, I really love what you're doing. Like, you really killing stuff right now, man. I like this new record that you got. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm going to hop on it. I'm like, man, I ain't even got to ask. Like, you just going to hop on the record, man? Hell, what I'm going to say? No? Hell yeah, hop on the record. Let's go. Blew me away. Like, that's the last thing I thought he was going to say. Like, I was thankful enough that he even recognized me and thought I could rap. You know, like, not even trying to be deep. Like, it's simple. He thought I could rap. And that's one of the greatest ever to me. So, you know, that's dope.
You sound like you have a lot of fun whenever it comes to your music. That's one thing that I do like about you is that it's personality. And I'm really big on, like, you know, someone being completely themselves whenever it comes to their raps. And I haven't been able to pinpoint you as being, like, heavily influenced by someone or sounding like someone else. So who is it that influenced you to, you know, to be an MC?
I have a lot of influences. You know, I'm a music head. You know, I grew up in a household where you could hear everything from, you know, Tupac to, you know, Fleetwood Mac to AC/DC. Like, you know, I just grew up around a lot of music. So that influences my sound and my versatility, as well as growing up in different areas and around different cultures and everything. Like, but artist-wise, you know, Jay-Z, I think that's the greatest of all time.
Right.
You know, he really, that's who I really patterned myself after as an artist. You know, because I feel like, you know, just his consistency. That's something that I wanted. You know, his versatility. That's something that I feel like you have to have. You know, I feel like the realest stories. I feel like, you know, to the swag, to, you know, just line for line, his bars that he has, to, I don't think we've ever heard anybody really come out of the woodwork and say, yo, Jay-Z's not this, or he was really like this growing up, or nothing like that. Like, he pretty much is what he talked about. And I try to make sure my music is real and relatable to everyone, and that everybody can feel it and rock with it. And, when you hear my music, it's the same dude that you're going to see in the streets. I'm a cool guy. I'm humble. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I just try to communicate that.
Whenever it came to this classic remix, I liked the original, the one that Emilio Rojas had put out in the beginning. But whenever I heard the remix with you, Feel a Day, Scheme, I was just, man, this one's going to completely wipe out the original on my show, on the Pulse. So it kind of sounds like you guys were trying to out-rap each other, though, to be honest with you. And it was a pretty good bout between everyone. So what exactly was going on with that track?
Well, that's what it is. First and foremost, Emilio, that's my brother, you feel me? We actually just did another joint recently that'll be out this week over another big record. But Emilio, that's my brother, and he's extremely talented.
Oh yeah, I know that.
However, every time it's still competition. The thing is, we both thrive on the competition, and every time that we do a song together, I'm trying to tear his head off. Because I know Emilio was going to try to kill me. Like, he was going to try to ruin my life.
It was like the craziest remix I've heard. And Emilio, I've been knowing Emilio for a minute. Ever since I got my show about 3 years ago, I tapped into his music, and he's always been really good to me. And I've tried to support him, to the day I'm not doing this anymore. Like, he's just been that guy, and he's a dope MC. And I'm like, when are you guys going to give him the credit he deserves, man? Emilio is nice. And then I heard this remix, and I'm like, I don't even have words for anything for this right now.
Emilio gonna be all right. Good things happen to good people, and Emilio, like, he is a good person. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, and then after that, it's by the way he can rap. You feel me? He really has something to offer the game. So, Emilio gonna be all right. That's one person you know what I'm saying, the gang ain't got to worry about. He gonna get what's coming to him.
Right. Scheme did his thing on that remix too, though. Scheme is a hidden gem in the West Coast. I believe that there's gonna be a point where everybody's gonna want him on their records because of his voice. It's so raspy and it's just so real. Like, I like that remix is like probably one of my favorite remixes. And you can ask anyone, and you'll see my Twitter too. I'm like the queen of hating remixes. I'm like, why are we revisiting this song? Like, why are we going back to this? It was already done once. Get some new stuff, work on it. But this one, I'm like, oh, y'all got me with a remix that I actually like. You're winning right now.
I'm glad I was able to be a part of something that you like for the first time.
Well, I'm just like, how people like just tire out the best instrumental and they just keep going in and going in. You're like, man, stop. Just stop. It's not a hold. It's not to be used over and over again. Like, just chill out.
Right.
Henny on the Rocks 2 was my first big introduction to Paypa. If somebody was being introduced to your music today, what project would you hand over to them so they can get to know you?
Henny on the Rocks 2.
Nothing previously? So you're telling me I should go back and listen to the older stuff then?
No. What I'm saying is, when you go to Henny on the Rocks 2, which is where a lot of people heard me for the first time, I feel like you need to understand who Paypa is and where Paypa is coming from before you can listen to anything else.
Right.
I feel like you need to get it first. And so I dropped my first official mixtape, I believe, in 2009. It was called 24 Hours from Greatness. That I did with DJ Rampage and DJ Ill Will. One thing that I can say from that mixtape, and that everybody else pretty much says, I get better every single time, and I that's one thing I strive for, to always take it to the next level. I don't ever want you to hear a project and be like, well, his last project was better than this, you feel me, or he didn't grow as an artist. So my next mixtape after that was called Tunnel Vision, and that was probably my biggest commercial success, or as far as on the mixtape level. It was a Gangsta Grill. It was hosted by DJ Drama and DJ Khaled. It was like a who's who type mixtape. It was pretty. It was good. I liked it.
Right. So Henny on the Rocks 2 is that money though?
Right. Because then you have Henny on the Rocks 1. You have Henny on the Rocks. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And Henny on the Rocks was I kind of was offended by the space that I put myself into. I was offended by like the way people were coming at me after 24 Hours from Greatness and after Tunnel Vision, because they were looking at me as like this swag rapper, and I'm like, yo, I'm a rapper's rapper. Like, I could probably out rap like your favorite rappers. I probably could. Like, real, no, not even being no bullshit. I probably and the thing, I felt like I wasn't being looked at it like that. And I was talking to my bro Los, and he was telling me, Paypa, you did that to yourself. Like, that's the lane that you put yourself in. So Henny on the Rocks was just, I was like, yo, I gotta show everybody I can rap. I don't even care I don't care what it like. It wasn't necessarily a cohesive sound. It was just me rapping, rapping. So the bottle was a cohesive project. It was like a sound, you know, that I was going for.
Right.
I wasn't rapping out of anger anymore. I was just kind of just doing my thing.
Right.
You know?
Well, I feel like at this point in your career, being that your buzz is getting up, I really feel like Fader Fort probably helped out a whole lot. And you definitely need to do just do you and be the best version of yourself at this point, because that's what got my attention and that's what's going to get everyone else's attention at this point. So just go ahead and let them know where they can get you at, Twitter, site, all that good stuff, so they know who you are and where they can get you. You know what I mean?
Okay. Right now, y'all can hit my Twitter at Paypatime, Paypatime. You get my Facebook. That's also Paypatime. Everything for me is pretty much Paypatime. So, like, you can Google me and just try to, you know, and find me. My website is paypatime.com. I haven't updated that in a while, but I will be getting back to that.
You've been busy. You've been busy working, though.
Yeah, I be working. I just found out that the Source magazine came out today, so you can go check out the new Source magazine. You can catch me in that junk.
Yo, you're in the Source?
Huh?
You're in the Source? I know a lot of people don't really think of like publications as a big deal anymore, but I grew up on these magazines, so I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't care who is not a big deal too. Like Source magazine was huge to me.
Double XL too.
Even if no one else goes and gets a copy, like if you don't get one copy, like I'm gonna have 5 of them myself.
Yeah.
So I don't even care.
I'm gonna autograph them to my damn self. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, like two paper from Paypa.
So, new project coming out soon?
Yeah, HOTR3. It's called Kim Jong-il. I'm excited to get y'all this. I just want to see what y'all think, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much for calling into the Pulse tonight right here on Power 98.3. Let's go ahead and get into my favorite joint of Paypa's. Make sure you hit him up one more time at twitter.com/PAYPATIME. Let's get into this Where's the Love featuring Knowledge right here on the Pulse of Power 98.3.